like that black-blue deck. I kind of want to see it. You must have the right removal, Nathaniel. You must have the right removal. And the right mana. I mean, I know that sounds really obvious, but Thalia makes it a lot harder. Let's see what we can do with this. So, what was our opponent? Like, the cards that we saw... Didn't see a Jace, but I wouldn't be surprised if there was one. But... Didn't see a Baral. He had a lot of spells, I thought, though. Seemed like he almost blatantly ignored most of the artifact cards and just played a couple guys who, like, created an artifact here and there, and that was the entirety of that artifact theme. Which is why it kind of threw me for a loop, because I really look at things very linearly. I can't help it. When it seems like Duels or Wizards is saying build a deck this way, usually the first thing I do is say, no problem, I can do that. There's probably some rebuke going on. Push, expertise, yeah, I don't know, man, if I can run the Yahennies. I don't know if I got it in me. Seems pretty clear that Whirler Rogue would go in that deck if with Spy Network, right? I mean, that makes sense to me. The dude was climbing the ranks fast, so his deck was certainly doing fine, and he certainly was playing it fine. These cards look great with a Barals, so I'm going to keep that around. I didn't see anything like a Reverse Engineer. Yeah, there was Black Fabricate, dude. I might just throw... Yeah, it's Weaponcraft Enthusiast. I might throw one in. We'll see what happens. Instants. There really weren't that many. So I don't know if Gearhulk is supposed to make that cut. I don't know. I'll have to think about the Gearhulks and if they are part of this party. I don't know if Battle at the Bridge is in that deck. It's probably worth a test. I was removed from my own party. Lucky me. That's Xbox for you. Definitely some pushy. Did anybody see any other energy cards? I saw the Siphoner with nothing else having anything to do with energy. That I remember. It seemed like that deck might not be bad for Aetherborn. He had a lot of swamps. Yeah, Aetherborn might make that cut. Yeah, Yahenni. That's Yahenni. Grasp. Like, there's a lot of good blue-black cards. So maybe he's just not playing the bad ones. You'd think that would be smart, but I miss things like that. Oops, not what I meant. I think we'll try it without murder. Hopefully we don't need that. Seemed like Kalidas would be pretty auto, but we'll see. He was running Yahennies. That Glint Sleeve is an all-star. Has been pretty solid. Against me and for me. There was Ob. Ob was in the deck. Ob was clutch. Killed the Peacekeeper Colossus. One of Mythic to my Colossus. Might run a Gearhulk. Yeah, I don't know, man. But I'm not even sure that he had Rebuke. And that's to be perfectly honest. He might not. Also, we haven't gone through the artifacts yet, Bounce. So there might be more. I didn't see any Kingpins. Probably had a Tezzeret. Does this card ever make the cut? Some people hate this card. I love this card, but maybe it's wrong here. I don't see a lot of synergy other than just being an artifact. So what did he definitely have? I mean, is Scrounger good in this deck? I think it is. And Copter. He had Copter. How many artifacts do you need to make this thing run? Like, nice and smooth. Probably run the Harvester. He did have the energy critter, the Siphoner, so that makes sense to me. And he had the big guy. He had the big guns. He had Sky Sovereign. Yeah, that was in there. All right. Let's work from here. I have a good ton of early drops. Whole bunch of them. Gotta love that. Jace definitely does have spells to flashback. 4 drops is really busy. I think I'm just going to play 1 Yahenni's. I'm not going to cut it completely out of respect for the thrashing I got, but I don't think it's right. It doesn't feel right. I think I'm also going to play 1 Thopter Spy Network, because that feels pretty strange to me. I'm going to take this out for now. And you. How's our instant count? I mean, I guess it's getting back Push, Rebuke, or Grasp, but no card draw, so I don't think that makes the cut. Nox does, though, if we're not running Murder. I think that's a pretty smooth, pretty good choice. I love Baral's expertise. I think it's... with the cards in the deck, it feels really good, but there's too many 5s. We'll try 1. Can't find an appropriate spot for Herald, yeah. Tezzeret, though, question mark. I think Tezzeret's pretty good, and I want to play him more. And I haven't complained about him at all. I mean, even if he's doing nothing but making my Thopter Spy Network go off, I'm loving his work. The Rebuke is something that I didn't see from my opponent. There were a few spots where if he had it, it would have been very good, but he never did have it. And he did whip me without it, so... maybe this deck's too proactive for a Rebuke, or maybe we're just supposed to run, like, 2. But, I mean, we have vehicles. Anytime you're tapping your creatures to crew vehicles, you're not holding up artifacts or mana for rebuking. So, 1 more card. I guess I'm going to pull out Battle. Just, I don't think it lines up. I could pull 1 of the 2 drops, but I really like them all, and I want to see how they do. I guess, you know what, Gifted Aetherborn can come out, because you just never want to have like 2 or 3 of these in your hand when you only have 1 swamp. And we've already got Grasp, we've already got Lily, so the mana is already complicated. I think we'll just try 2 Gifted Aetherborn. But that puts us at 17 creatures. I don't know. But it's not an artifact, and it's just kind of a mid-range filler, so it might not belong. It just looked like this might be the right deck for it, but does it belong? Always hard to say. What if we ran something else, like a Key to the City? I don't think we... I mean, you can combine a Key to the City with a Whirler Rogue for all kinds of fun. What would a Heart of Kirin do in this deck? We've got 1, 2, 3 Planeswalkers to crew it. We also have, how many, like, 3 power guys? Not that many. Not a lot of reliable 3 power. I just can't. I can't. It's too mid-rangey. I don't dig it. I want to go a different direction. I do not want the cars, but that's not crazy. I do want to reverse engineer. Sometimes you just need to gas back up. The Gear Hulk is so tempting, but not enough instants, you know? And then I want a Saheeli's Artistry, because that card can go a little cray. If I'm copying Gear Hulks, if I'm copying Whirler Rogues. But I guess I have a lot of Legends. You know what? Second thought, pass. So how's our artifact count of like ones that we can reliably play cheap? Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then the weapon class is 7, 8, 9. And that's 10, 11, 12. I guess I'll try the other network. Although I don't have any... Oh, the vehicles, I guess, can sit on the battlefield. All right, we'll see where this takes us. Do you think I'm doing justice to whatever the heck we played against, or did I mess something up? I'm curious. The biggest thing is I really did want to... I do want to see if Rebuke is good in this deck. Can I squeeze Rebuke in? I could pull a Battle of the Bridge. I could pull a Reverse Engineer. I could pull a Spy Network. Since we have Fatal Push, we're going to run Evolving Wilds to trigger Rebuke every now and then. Since we have Siphoner, we're going to run Aether Hub. And then we're going to try to run the rest of our lands untapped. I think we can run the Fair. I think we can run a Westvale Abbey, but we can't run too many of those type of lands that produce brown mana. See if what am I relying on really for card advantage? He always had so many cards, but he never had to play like a draw 3 to do it. He was just always ahead on the board. So I'm going to pull you out. I'm going to try to find room for at least one other Rebuke. And I think it's going to be because of Battle. That or Jace. Jace doesn't have that many spells to flash back. And the looting doesn't do much. Like, the only card I would want to throw in the graveyard is a Scrounger. And we've seen Jace just get run over before. So, yeah. And it can't crew anything. That's the other thing about Jace Vryn's Prodigy. Even with the crew cost of 1, which we have on 4 of our vehicles, it can't muster up the 1 and do that job. You had one job, man. One job. So that's going to try out Rebuke. Let's see if they come up big. Standing in the Hall of Fame. And the world's gonna know your name. You burn with the brightest flame. Yeah. And you'll be on the wall in the Hall of Fame. Alright, blue-black again. Let's see if this version's better than my previous weakling attempts. Got a lot of control. Fatal Push and Grasp will hopefully put us kind of at parity with other aggressive vehicles. No Tezzy Touch. It's not an all-in artifact deck. It's not even close. Like, in this deck, there'd be a real chance that Tezzy's Touch wouldn't go on anything. It's not even close to like an all-in artifact strategy. It's very, like the artifacts are there and you're just kind of hoping it comes together and complements each other, I think. Why would you want a Tezzeret's Touch on those, though, when you can crew them, and you arguably get better effects than the 5/5 is worth 5/5 can be chump blocked. Oh, they do keep flying, though, I think. But it's still arguably a downgrade, as you have to crew them to get the abilities, I think. Or maybe I'm wrong about that. I guess I haven't cast the touch on a vehicle, so maybe I don't understand what I'm talking about. His hand is slow, but the mana is right, and we have the Harvester to turn around an aggressive start, so let's try it. You can be the King Kong banging on your chest. You can beat the world. You can beat the wall. You can walk and talk to God. Go banging on his door. I'm tired. Don't wait for luck. Dedicate yourself and you find yourself standing in the Hall of Fame. Ah. Oh, top deck. Beautiful 2-drop. Sweet. See what our opponent has for us. They've got some black-white cards. They've got a fat stack. What were their... Have they won any games? They've won 2 games. With those credentials, they shouldn't be completely clueless. I do not have a good play with Yahenni here. So I think it's the Harvester. It does give me like an energy bump, but I'm going to have that energy anyway, but then I don't need to attack with this next turn if I don't need to. But Harvester into Whirler Rogue seems really good. And I think we get the damage in. So, first time playing this build of Dimir Artifacts, inspired by somebody who whooped me soundly and is probably a better builder of this archetype than me. Let's see how it does. Right now, I feel a lot better than I felt casting the artifact cards in a long time. Probably because I have Glint Nest, or I keep on saying Glint Nest like it's the crane. Glint Sleeve Siphoner and an Aether Sphere Harvester rolling. So we've got the energy combo working. The only 2 like energy cards in the deck. Our opponent is rocking a Bygone Bishop, and they also now have the indestructible Kithion. You want to attack me? One does not want to attack me. So we're going to probably have a good turn. Unless they have some removal spell that they're not using for some reason, because I got to draw an extra card. Get out there. Let's do it. Now we can give this unblockable so it can keep getting in there and generating energy. And this can get crewed and swing in off Rogue. And we'll see if our opponent has a removal spell. They have Puncturing Light. What are they targeting? Okay, they're targeting that. I won't... what's this card say? Power 3 or less. He had a choice there. He could have gone after Harvester. I wonder what will be the bigger problem long term. But I guess if I'm drawing 2 cards a turn, he's got to shut that down. I got the magic in me. Opponent passes turn. Okay. Ooh. Yeah. Sweet. You, and your clue. Yeah. Take your clue and crack it now or lose it. You can come out. I'm probably getting Blessed Allied, but whatever. Sack a freaking Thopter token. Yeah, that Brawl's expertise. Okay, something's getting murdered. You are getting murdered. Okay, I will sacrifice you and get indestructible. Not that it probably matters, but why not? Alright. Let's see if our opponent can come up with a big counterplay. Oh, this card. I love this card. He basically set him all the way back. All the way back. Had to spend his turn just redoing what he had already done. Alright. I guess that's unblockability and unblockability. It's very all in right here. But that's what our hand allows us to do. I don't like that I'm, like, brick-walled by the 2-3, but we didn't draw Fatal Push or any other removal for it, so just kind of something we gotta deal with, I guess. And I'm gonna send in the Thopters because if he's at 5, it means, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, or does that? Let's think. You're definitely going. You're definitely going. Is there a difference between 5 and 6? So next turn he blocks, say he plays one more creature. Say he plays 2 creatures, he blocks, and he goes to 4. So that's not 5. So this attack beats 2 creatures, beats 1 creature but not 2. So I guess we'll make it. And your turn. Let's see if our opponent can wipe this board out. Oh man. Actually, what would be better than Baral's expertise in this deck, because of the way the creatures line up, is Elder Deep Fiend. Alright, they scoop. Yeah, that would be even better. That would be a lot better. Deep Fiend off of a Weapon Craft Enthusiast is a beautiful thing. Totally forgot about that. Let's get that out. Dreaming of tearing you apart. Yeah, you can go. You can go. Find me my Deep Fiends. Light 'em up, up, I'm on fire! Light 'em up, I'm on fire! Whoa, 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 whoa. Alright, let's go get some more. So light 'em up, light 'em up, up. Alright, missed a bit. We back to Energy Planeswalkers? No, this is a blue-black deck. If you were here early, Arrogant Rabbit, I got my butt kicked by a guy playing a deck like this, and I wanted to give it a try for myself. We're up against Black Star. He's got 3 wins under his belt. And, I mean, there's a lot of these kind of decks running around. This one I just found curious because it wasn't really all dialed in on artifacts. This hand is just too expensive, even though the mana was good. So now, here we are with lower mana, but if we draw land, we have a great curve, so I think we keep it. And our opponent's coming out with the Energy Turtle. Ruh-roh. Alright. Tezzy is not the time to draw you. It's not the time for any of our 4, 5, and 6 drops, but we shall see. Red-blue improvise probably is good. That's another color combo that's pushed. I played so much red-blue at the end of the last season, I don't know, I'm like hesitant to jump back in. But I probably will very soon. I doubt I will stay away very long. Bum 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 da down da 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 down. Alright, Energy Turtle on the move, inventory being taken, my opponent bringing the blue, and we drew the land. Always draw the land. Love it. We've got the double blue if we draw the Deep Fiend, but we're going to need the double black because we got a lot of black spells in our deck, including double black spells. And here comes that turtle. Do it. Turtle, 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 turtle. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. I'm unstoppable, I'm a champion. The champion, the champion, champion, oh. We get this on the battlefield. Maybe it gets countered. No. Not enough instant sorcery for Gear Hulk. That is accurate. Not enough for Gear Hulk, in my opinion. I don't think it makes the cut. Alright, get in there, Smuggles. There's also a pretty busy top end anyway. It's just... like, Gear Hulk would go in if I didn't already have, you know, the other Gear Hulk hanging out in my 6th spot. And the Deep Fiends, which, you know, they're mana intensive. Okay, we want that swamp. What don't we want? Like, this hand is so good, what don't we want? What don't we want? I guess it's Yahenni. I'm going to discard Yahenni. Basically what this feels like is it feels like I'm trying to play red-white vehicles with more interaction to kind of shut down their early efforts. So it's just like a different flavor of vehicle deck is how it feels. It's kind of very strange. It's a very strange vibe that I'm trying to play the same deck in different colors. Of course, we're not like heavy on vehicles. We obviously can't win in a vehicle versus vehicle match because Dipala, Veteran Motorist, they all make their vehicles better. But our vehicles, Harvester and Smuggler's Copter, just have to be able to really efficiently do work because of the other creatures that we play. And then we get to play more interaction, like Fatal Push, Rebuke, things like that. So it's a very strange feeling deck. On time. On frickin' time, Deep Fiend. On time. Get in there. Can't hurt. Dun 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 dun. I want that land. I really do. So I guess the card is Harvester. May not need it anytime soon. Or it's Tezzeret. Ew. Feels so weird to discard a Planeswalker. But I think that's the discard here. Oh yeah. And now we get to hold up, Vaughn. Look who's talking. Mr. Facecam himself. Yo! You know me, man. I'm messing with some Aether Revolt cards. I'm sure you're doing the same. You got any cool strategies to point me to? That's fine. That's fine. Not worth a rebuke. This, however... Bam, bam, bam. All your do-nothing. Take that. And what are we doing with our turn? Deep Fiend number 2 seems good. See, I play you. I can Deep Fiend off Deep Fiend, get him for 7, get him with Copter. Can I rebuke? I can rebuke if I leave back the servo artifacts. That seems good. Oh man, this deck is there's a lot going on here with the Deep Fiends. I'm glad I remembered this card exists. So let's get him for 8. We can leave up both Rebuke and Elder Deep Fiend if we keep these artifact critters back. And oh my god. We could even make Ormondal. I have to discard the Harvester. That's the worst card. Look at the cards we discarded this game, okay? This game we discarded Yahenni, we discarded Tezzeret. We did not discard this, we merged this, but we discarded the Smuggler's Copter, this card, this card, this card, and our hand is still better than that. Oh my lord. My gold membership went out. That sucks, dude. Gotta get it back. Gotta get back. Gotta hustle, gotta do what you need to do. Although you're always welcome to hang out with me on Twitch and see it that way. Yeah, you can attack me. Bring it. No thank you, is the answer. Alright. Deep Fiend. You. No fogging, and you. Pause. Go ahead. Counter it. Denied. I won't even allow that. Won't even allow that. You get the nothing. You get the pure nothing. And I could go... he concedes. Aw. Man, that was brutal. That deck is freaking good. I just felt like I always had good cards at all times. Alright. Sweet. Can we get us one more? Aggro Red G. I got a new take on Red Green Energy I'm gonna make. Aggro Red G GG. Sweet. Get your members get back into it, babe. Get back on that. Get it. I don't know why I called you babe. Just came out. I'm tired. I only slept 3 hours in the last like 48. You gotta forgive. I knew it was stupid the second I said it. I've said stupider things, just so everybody knows. I've said much stupider things. Oh, man. Did we get the Revolt Death Touch Green Elf? We did. We got that card. We got that card. So, if that's something you're after, you get to play that card. Alrighty. Yahenni, Deep Fiend, Jace on the play with the right mana. We can try this. It's not nearly as good as I think the other hand was, but I am willing to give it a shot. So we'll lead on black. We might draw the Siphoner, and then we'd want to play Hub and Siphoner so that we get the draw next turn. That Siphoner, that Siphoner is awesome. So far, so great on that card. I've never not drawn a card with it so far. I've always drawn cards. Oh, it must be my birthday. Oh, yes. Check that out if it's for some reason you're just tuning in and want to. So because we had the Aether Hub and because we sequenced our lands right, we'll get to draw on our next upkeep. And then we send him to work. That Menace always gets in there, man. Always. Our opponent, red-white lands, but they're tap land, tap land. That's not good for them. Tap lands be bad, yo. Tap lands be bad. Oh yeah, fatal pushing. Having Yahenni out there, who can become indestructible and is hard to remove because of it, and then can do the Deep Fiend. Now, we don't have 2 blue, but we just got another energy for our Aether Hub, because every time you attack with this, it gets an energy. And remember, it has Menace, so it gets to attack a lot. How many coins to buy the whole set? I paid like 17,000 coins for all the extras and all the cards. Ah, Gemini's here. Thanks, Gemini. Gemini's got the numbers. He's all over it. Alright. I guess I don't want to Deep Fiend that badly. If he blocked... Nah. So I'm going to just push right away, get the +1/+1 counter, and attack with both. I think that's just better than holding up Deep Fiend. Also, every time one of his creatures dies, +1/+1 counter for Yahenni. What's good, ZZ? No Rotted Hulks in a minute. Not since last night. Which, oddly, only showed up when you showed up, so... I smell a conspiracy. This blue-black deck is just sweet. It's just good stuff blue-black. It's not necessarily artifact blue-black. The synergies are all like card to card instead of an overall theme, but it is hard to deal with, and it always feels like you're drawing good cards. Like, always. Every card feels as good as the last one and better than the next. Look at that. So much gas. Drop this bomb. That will pump up Yahenni again. Siphoner will get another energy. Oh, it's brutal. Now we are up against allies. You can't take too much pride in some ally beatdown, but you do what you do. You can't control who lines up from you. And apparently Stainless still doesn't really have a lot of control over that. It's not really an energy deck. It's very, like, it's so bizarre. There's only a few energy cards that interact. Oh, look at this. So he's going to reprisal Yahenni, but this has sacrifice a creature to get even indestructible. And since I'm not drawing a card next turn from this Siphoner, I'm just going to pitch it. And now he can't kill it. Just brick. Oh my lord. Deck is a lot of fun at the very least, and pretty freaking awesome at the best. I guess I win if this connects, so I will crew it up. There was a line there that I could activate crew, but before it became a creature, I could play Deep Fiend and tap his land, so a Blessed Alliance wouldn't blow me out. But to be honest, I wasn't very worried about it. Alright, another one bites the dust.